Hello, it's Saturday the 31st of December 2011. Yes, it's New Year's Eve. Oh, in a few hours' time, bells will be dinging, people will be screaming and wishing each other a Happy New Year. I haven't been with you for a week, have I? It's been quite a busy week, what with me going up my sister's and that for Christmas. The last show for me was on Christmas Eve. It's been a whole week without you, dear. I've sat here wondering what strange things you've been doing, boys and girls. Oh, dear. So the weather at the moment is rather warm here in the UK. Certainly warm for winter. I mean, we're not talking summer weather. But I've just looked on my brand new clock with integrated internal and outdoors thermometers as purchased for me by my best friend Ronnie for Christmas. Yes, I should have brought it up actually. It's a big clock and it's got two temperature gauges on it. One giving the temperature inside and one giving the temperature outside. There's this little box that you put outside on a wall somewhere. And gives you, it's wonderful, wonderful. And it says at the moment it's 14 degrees, dear. 14 degrees here in the middle of winter. May the mild weather continue. That's all I have to say. Yes, my heating hasn't had to go on, I'm pleased to say, except of course yesterday when Ronnie was here. He's cold. Whatever the weather, Ronnie is cold. He sits there, he's got this blanket on the settee in my... It's serious. There's a blanket on the settee in my sitting room that I never use. It remains folded. I've never used it. He comes in there, straight away he puts this thing around his shoulders and over his lap. It's because these people sit there in their houses with the heating full blast all the time. Every time they leave the house, they're cold. You mustn't do it, dear. It's all very well. I wish I could afford to have the heating on. So there we are. So Christmas. How was your Christmas? I know it's been a week ago now. Do you know, I think it's very sad that people are in such a rush to take their Christmas decorations down. Some of them do it on Boxing Day. And the reason for this, I can only think, is because they were in such a rush to put them up in the first place. People putting up their Christmas decorations now halfway through November. So, of course, you know, the Christmas comes and goes, oh, we'll take them down, we're fed up seeing those now. Of course you're fed up seeing them now. That's because you put them up so early in the first place. Businesses taking their decorations down already. Haven't you heard of the 12 days of Christmas, dear? On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, I could go for the whole thing if you want me. No? Oh, okay. Please yourself. But the idea is, you must leave your Christmas decorations up for 12 days after Christmas. If you take them down before, it's unlucky. Okay? Any superstitious people? Won't walk under a ladder? Eh? Anything like that? It's unlucky to take your Christmas decorations down until the 12th night after Christmas. So that's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th of January. That's when they come down, and this little Christmas-type studio will be in full operation until the 6th of January, when we will move back to the dark old drab room next door. That's it. Leave them. There's such a rush. Halfway through November, oh, let's put all that down. Oh, isn't it lovely and sparkly? Yes. Christmas Day, oh, yes. By Boxing Day, and they're looking, oh, I'm fed up looking at these decorations. And they take them all down again. It's your idea, you know, oh, I want them up early. It's not right. Ronnie tried to give me my Christmas presents before Christmas, and I'm sorry, I had to refuse them, lovey. I had to refuse them. You can't be opening Christmas presents before Christmas Day. I was disgusted and horrified to find that a little torch, a little like laser type pen type thing, they were only about £3. I bought this as a gift to his new kitten, Ralph. Ralph the cat, the mischievous little boy that now resides with my best friend and his other two cats. And I was horrified to go round a few days before Christmas, dear, and he had this torch out. He said, watch him playing with a torch. I'm like, what are you doing? He said, Ralph's playing with it. I said, it's not Christmas. He says to me, oh, he doesn't know that. I said, yes, but I do, dear. I do, dear. He gave the gift to the cat before Christmas. And you know what? I'm afraid I'm going to have to give him no more presents before Christmas because my best friend cannot be trusted, boys and girls. He cannot be trusted not to open presents before Christmas Day. Shocking and horrific. Shocking and horrific. My brother's, sorry, not my brother. My sister's husband's brother. Get this right, Chris. My sister's husband's brother. I always remember a few years ago giving my sister's children money before Christmas. They've had their money for Christmas. It's not Christmas yet. Oh yeah, but they wanted it early. No, it doesn't matter whether they want it early or not. It's not Christmas, dear. You've got to wait. Anyway, so that's that. So nice and warm at the moment. I of course spent the Christmas with my sister and her family after working on Christmas Eve, and what a disappointment Christmas Eve was this year in the pubs and clubs. I thought it was just where we were. I've worked at the same place on Christmas Eve for about 11 years, give or take a couple of years. Here, one off here and there. The reason I work there is because it's on the way to my sister's house. So if I get to that pub, do that job, I'm already like, a quarter of the way there. So it's a less journey afterwards. And, it just didn't happen. It just did not happen. Don't know why, there's no rhyme or reason, but it's always packed in this pub on Christmas Eve. Always. Without fail. 7:30, the door. I get there about 7:15. 7:30, the doors open, and people rush into the pub, into the function room to get a good table, because there's only so many tables to go around. Well, 7:30 came, and about a dozen people wandered in quietly and sat at the back of the pub. And, cut a long story short, it just didn't happen. We were 3/4 down on last year. And we're sitting there, me and the manager, what have we done wrong? We've done nothing different. And it transpired over the coming few days that other DJs and pub landlords and people who had been out to pubs and clubs on Christmas Eve had exactly the same story to tell. And the minicab drivers that always hang around outside pubs said Christmas Eve was terrible for them. People just didn't come out. Interestingly, because of course Christmas Eve was on a Saturday, the Friday was busy everywhere. I work in a place on Friday, a place in Ealing, West 5, on Friday, and it was very busy. Unusual for a Friday. Very busy indeed. Well, not unusual for it to be busy, but much busier than it is usually on a Friday. And indeed, another place I work in Clapham on Thursdays, doing a new thing called Rock and Roll Bingo. I'll tell you about it in a few shows' time. Again, that was very busy on the Thursday. And yet Christmas Eve was such a letdown for pubs and clubs, and very, very, very disappointing. And it's a bit soul-destroying when no one comes, And the trouble is, when things are quiet, when you've got a quiet night, people are kind of hanging around, maybe a bit bored, there's no one to talk to, you can only do so much with the music. And then they start picking faults, don't they? They start for, I don't know, but what about that then? No. And I had a couple of people, one person in particular, who came up and says, haven't you got any dancey chart music? Now, for the last 3/4 of an hour, I had been playing dancey chart music. That's the trouble. When it's quiet, people will start picking faults. But there you go. That's the way it is. So a very disappointing Christmas Eve. Now, I wonder, did you go out on Christmas Eve? Where did you go and what was it like? Please let me know on the email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Did you go out Christmas Eve? Where did you go and what was it like? If you didn't go out on Christmas Eve, and you usually do, can you tell me why? Was it just that you were a bit short of money, perhaps? I don't know. Do let us know, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Well, from the pub, I jumped in my car and went all the way up to my sister's, got there around about, actually quite early, about 3 o'clock in the morning. And that wasn't going particularly fast. And my time there, well, I shall tell you about that in the next show, okay? Just before I go today, if you're watching this on New Year's Eve, okay, there is something I've made, a little CD, an hour and a quarter's worth of music for your New Year's Eve party if you haven't done one yet, okay? So if you're having perhaps a New Year's Eve party at home, in a small bar or something like that, you could copy off the music CD that I've made there. You need to start it bang on 11 o'clock at night. It's all just music that you should know. It's not mixed together, although it is all one track, okay? It's music you should know, a lot of the stuff that was in the charts this year and some going back a little bit further. If you start the CD at 11 p.m. exactly, then at 12 o'clock you will get Big Ben and all Auld Lang Syne. It's all timed perfectly. All right? So you can put it in your machine at 11 o'clock at night and it will run right the way through until 12:15. Now, I'll tell you where to get this from. People using Google Chrome and Firefox may have a problem downloading this. I don't know why, but it seems to download halfway and then it just stops. I have no idea why that is. Okay, so can I suggest you use Internet Explorer to download this particular thing? It may work for some people, it's not everyone. That's just the thing, you know, some people, Google Chrome and Firefox, it won't work. I tried to download it in Firefox myself, it wouldn't work. It downloads halfway and then it stops. Don't know why. Okay, now you'll find this mix at chrisreardon.co.uk. All right, www.chrisreardon.co.uk. The mix will only be up there until midnight on New Year's Eve, and then it will be taken down. Now, the reason for that is my license for the PRS music runs out at midnight on New Year's Eve, and I've decided not to renew it. I'm not going to be doing any more of the music mixes that I used to put up there. I was selling them for 80 pence, but in all honesty, as soon as I started charging, the downloads from people went from like 400 a day to 1 or 2 a week, and it's just not worth it. For the amount of money that you have to pay for the license, in comparison to the amount of money that comes in, it's just nowhere near covers it at all. So I've decided now to stop doing those music mixes. But once again, if you want that New Year's Eve little sequence, okay, it will only be up there until round about midnight, perhaps a little bit after. When I get home, I'll take it down on New Year's Eve. Then you can find that at chrisreardonshow.co.uk. Download the link there. You might have to right click and save as. I'm sure you know what you're doing, and use that for your New Year's Eve party, and let me know how you get on with that. Okay, that's it for me today. I'll see you on the next show. My email address once again is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye bye.